Football game of games, the World's Championship, the grand and glorious climax to a season-long parade of professional pigskin thrills is up for the taking. Yankee Stadium. Earmuffs, scarves, and gloves are the order of the day. Only once have the Giants been able to beat the Bears in the postseason playoff. Earlier this year, the Giants and Bears met at this Inter-Conference League game and battled to an exciting 17-17 tie. Here they come, the mighty monsters of the Midway, the champions of the Western Conference, the Chicago Bears. The Bears are coached by Patty Driscoll, who took over from owner George Halas and won the title in his first year as head coach. George Blanda shares Chicago's quarterbacking chores, and he's also the Bears' place-kicking specialist. Blanda holds the National Football League record for consecutive points after touchdown at 156. Ed Brown is the other half of the Bears' 1-2 punch at the all-important quarterback spot. Brown is at his best on long-distance passes. Brown's prime target, all-pro end Harlan Hill, obliges a still photographer with pregame pictures. In J.C. Caroline, former Illinois All-American, Chicago has one of football's most versatile backs. Caroline plays both ways. After testing the frozen turf, Bill McCall decides cleats won't hold and changes to sneakers. The Bear offense is built around fullback Rick Caceres, the Florida Flash, who won the 1956 National Football League's ground-gaining crown. George Halas and Sid Luckman would like to see a repeat of the '46 game when Halas coached and Luckman quarterbacked the Bears to the title. In this corner, the champions of the Eastern Conference, the New York Giants. The New Yorkers are coached by Jim Lee Howell, who led the Giants to a season record of 8 victories, 3 defeats, and a tie. New Yorkers point with pride to their star, Frank Gifford, a 26-year-old, 205-pound halfback from Southern California. Gifford was the National Football League's most valuable player in 1956. On defense, the Giants feature king-size Roosevelt Greer, a 6'5", 275-pound terror from Penn State. His running mate is Dick Modulewski. Mighty Mo, an All-American from Maryland, weighs in at 260 pounds, standing at even 6 feet, and is 25 years old. Iowa's Emlyn Tennell, an all-pro defensive halfback, anchors a rugged New York secondary. Despite 2 bad knees, Kyle Rote is just about the toughest pass receiver to cover in the NFL. The Gray Eagle, Chuck and Charlie Connerly, a 9-year veteran of the Pro Grid Wars, will quarterback the New York 11. The Bears, who won the final week of the season by crushing the Detroit Lions, are slim 3-point favorites. Referee Bill Downs calls the captains to midfield. For the Giants, it's number 30, Bill Svoboda, and number 44, Kyle Rote.
Good afternoon, football fans. We are all set for the championship in football, the National Football League, Major League in football, and the Chicago Bears, as Ken Coleman told you, will kick off to the New York Giants. Back to receive for New York are for the Eastern Division champions. They have Gene Filipski on the near side, while over on the left is Emlyn Tennell. Kicking off for the Chicago Bears is George Blanda. Great crowd on hand for this championship game. There's the whistle. Here's the kickoff. It's end over end, being taken by Filipski on the 8. Filipski is at the 20, the 25, at the 30, 25, the 64. He has the blocker. He's at the 40, the 45, and in midfield he is hit and knocked down after a great return on that opening kickoff as he was overtaken and brought down by John Alekis on the Chicago Bears 39-yard line. Gifford, flanker to the right. Heinrich is the quarterback. Heinrich drops back, throws the pass out in the front, complete to Webster. Webster is upset as driving through to get him is Bill Bishop. Bishop, the right tackle for the Chicago Bears, knocked Webster down on that short flare-out pass to the left, and Webster was thrown for a loss of a yard on the 40. Again, flanker to the right, way out wide. Heinrich calling the signals. He gives to Webster. Webster sweeps to his left, turns the corner to the right, but coming up quickly to meet him was Ray Smith, the right halfback. And Webster was brought down after a short yardage of 2 yards to the 38, a 2-yard gain, and it's 3rd and 9 to go for New York. Flanker to the right is Gifford. Webster deep with Triplett, the fullback. Now Heinrich rolls out. Heinrich on the run, throws the pass, intended for Gifford. He makes the catch, and he's brought down as he got beyond the 20-yard line. He was knocked down by J.C. Caroline on the Chicago Bears 17. 3 plays. Wrote the left end wide. Mel Triplett breaks through in the clearing, going for the touchdown, knocks over the official and scores. Mel Triplett went bursting through the middle and with terrific drive spilled one of the officials as he also went on his way for the first touchdown as the Giants opened the path for him to roam, and Triplett scores for New York. It is New York 6, Chicago Bears nothing. Connolly is in to hold the ball. Here's the kick. It is good, and the score is New York 7, Chicago Bears nothing. Chandler's kickoff is fumbled near the goal line, picked up by Smith. He's at the 5, and he stumbles and falls and pinned down as he crossed the 5-yard line. He was brought down on the 7, as getting him there for New York was Jim Katkavich. Caceres the fullback, and a flanker to the right. Ed Brown is the quarterback. Brown hands the ball off for a quick dive play as it was taken by Caceres. It was Bobby Watkins in the flanker. Caceres broke through off tackle and advanced to the Chicago Bears. There's a marker on the play. The advance of the ball was to the 16 for 5 yards. The Giants were offside. The left end is wide. A fumble on the play, and the Giants recover. As Caceres fumbled the ball, it was recovered by Robustrelli, the right end, on the 15-yard line. Chicago Bear 15. Heinrich calling the signals, gives to Webster, who's bucked into the right side, carries 2 Bears with him as he advances to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 5 to go on the Bears 10. The Giants lead 7-0. Left end wide, Triplett with the ball, tosses it high into the air, over the goal line it goes. And it was fumbled forward, or by that toss of Triplett. He was hit for a loss on the 15. He let that ball go high into the air, and it hit the ground. Tossed back to the referee, Bill Downs, who is now talking to the acting captain, Wayne Hanson, of the Chicago Bears. And a flanker right. Heinrich looks, throws the pass in the flat, complete to Webster, who slips and falls near the 10-yard line, is quickly pinned down by Hanson, the left linebacker. So there's no gain on the pass thrown to Heinrich's right to Webster as he slipped on the frozen turf, and it's 4th down, 5 yards to go for a first down, 10 yards to go for a touchdown. Ben Agajanian has come into the New York lineup, and a field goal will be attempted. Goal will be tried from the 17-yard line. Connolly will hold the ball. Ball is snapped, the kick is good, and the score, the New York Giants 10, the Chicago Bears nothing.
On the Giant bench, quarterback Don Heinrich thaws out with a hand warmer and tucks over blocking assignments with offensive guard Bill Austin.
Caroline to the right, Bingham to the left to receive the kickoff. Caroline takes on the 4. He's at the 5, the 10, the 15, and hit very quickly. Henry Moore hit him from the side and knocked him down on the Chicago 19. Clifton is deployed wide, and he is covered by Dick Nolan, the right halfback. Caceres, the fullback for Chicago, was met very quickly by Dick Modzelewski. The pitch out to Caceres. Caceres is met quickly by Patton, who throws him up, and Caceres keeps charging forward. As he approaches the 25-yard line, he is finally spilled and brought down by Svoboda for an advance of 5 to the 25. Brown gives to Watkins. Watkins saw the whole block as he started to his left, cut back to the right, was quickly spilled as the linebacker Svoboda was in there to stop him as he crossed the 25-yard line to the 26 for a 1-yard advance. And it's 4th down for the Bears, 3 yards to go. Punt formation coming up, and the New York Giants deploy Emlyn Tunnell back with Gene Filipski. Will do the punting. He's one of the best in the National Football League with an average over 40 yards. He gets his kick away. It's a high one downfield. It bounces on the 40. Is taken by Tunnell on the 34. Tunnell is quickly surrounded and knocked down. As getting him was Malakas, the left tackle. Emlyn Tunnell's progress was stopped on the New York 38. The score. Gifford in a flanker left. The end's in tight. Heinrich calling the signals, gives to Triplett, who on the straight-ahead line drive is met quickly at the line of scrimmage by Bill Bishop, the right tackle, and Fred Williams, the left tackle. Williams 245, Bishop 245, and the forward progress is stopped on the 39, so it is 2nd down and 9 to go. Chicago in a 6-man line. Heinrich's pass to Gifford is too high over his head. He reached up, tried to make a one-hand stop, incomplete. Gifford in the flanker right. The left end rope very wide. Opposite. Heinrich. It's the draw play with Webster carrying the ball. He's met and knocked down as he crossed the 40-yard line to the 42 for a 3-yard advance. As Bill George, the middle guard, a 240-pounder, was the first one to meet the Giant right halfback. And Smith to the left. As Chandler's punt is a short one, bounces on the 35, rolls over the 30, the 25. There watching the ball as it moves downfield is Cabbage, and the ball rolls dead on the Chicago 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Wide for the Bears. On the handoff from Brown, Caceres was stopped almost immediately as Rosie Greer, the right tackle, 275-pounder, and Svoboda, the left linebacker, met him on the 27 at 2nd and 9 to go. Watched by Nolan as Brown rolls out, throws a short pass. No good. It was intended for J.C. Caroline to hit him around the ankles as Caroline was going backwards, and is incomplete. He is wide to the left. In motion is McCall. Brown rolls out, looks for a receiver, passes complete to McCall. He's hit by Patton, and the catch was made by McCall on the 40-yard line for 13 yards and a 1st down, the first one of the ball game for the Chicago Bears. On the right, Brown pitches out. It is J.C. Caroline taking the ball, but he is met as he reaches the 35-yard line. Svoboda got him dead to rights and brought him down very quickly for a loss to the Chicago 38. A 2-yard loss brings up 2nd down and 12 for the Bears. In motion goes Hill, who's in the backfield now. Marker on the play as Caceres takes the ball, and the Giants seep in on him. He fumbles the ball, but the whistle is blown at dead. It was recovered by the right linebacker, Sperry of New York, the whistle had blown it dead. It was still in Chicago's possession, but the penalty markers had been dropped on the play as the Bears' ground game was stopped on the 37-yard line. A motion charged against the Chicago Bears, a 5-yard penalty. Sets the ball on the Chicago 33. Cazares is back with Caroline. A fake pitch out. Brown has still got the ball. He's throwing the long pass downfield. It's intercepted by Patton. Takes it for New York on the 37-yard line. He's at the 40, the 45. He switches the ball from left to right as he goes across the midfield stripe. And he is down by Stan Jones, right guard for Chicago, on the Bears' 36-yard line. Possession. They're playing a heads-up brand of football. The flanker to the right and the left end is wide. Mel Tripp at the fullback is met by Ed Meadows, the right end, and he stopped him right on the 36. There's no gain. Heinrich calling the signals. 6-man line for the Bears. A pass over the arm of Gifford. Incomplete. 6-man line for the Bears. Heinrich rolls out to the right. Throws the pass, intended for Webster. It's incomplete, and Webster is knocked down as he was hit by Bill George, the middle guard who came over to cover him. George on the slippery field couldn't quite restrain himself from bumping into Webster as the pass was aimed in Webster's direction. The pass is incomplete. That's 4th down for New York, still 10 yards to go. On the Bears' 36-yard line, Agajanian goes into the lineup in the backfield for the New York Giants. Against the wind, the Bears deploy a man, Ray Smith, number 20, back to receive. He stands on the 5-yard line. The kick is a high one, aimed for the upright, and it is good. A beautiful 47-yard field goal booted by Ben Agajanian. And the score is New York 13. The Chicago Bears nothing, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining of the first quarter. Kickoff is a high one down the field, taken on the 14-yard line by Bingham. He breaks through, spills away from tacklers. Left and right he goes as he knocks his way clear to the 35-yard line. Wide, left end. In motion is McCall to the right. Brown gives to Caroline after faking the pitch out to Cazares. But the New York Giants were set for him as Roosevelt Greer stripped the ball carrier of his interference and brought down Caroline as he reached the 40-yard line for a 5-yard gain. Giants are playing real heads-up football. Brown giving the ball to Cazares, and in there is Roosevelt Greer to stop Cazares. Helping him on the play was Murray, the right linebacker, and also Jaworski, the left end. As we're offside, the penalty is declined. I see that the ball is set down on the 40 as the Giants decline the penalty against Chicago, and it's 3rd down and 5 for the Bears on their 40-yard line. On the right, the left end hill wide, and they're covered head on as Brown gives to Caroline, running with Cazares blocking. The block is on Patton, and Caroline slipped and fell as he tried to cut, getting across the 40-yard line of the 44, where Dick Modzelewski and Nolan, and also Roosevelt Greer, knocked down Caroline as they also got an assist from the slippery field. He stopped short of the 45-yard line on the 44. It's a yard short of a 1st down for the Chicago Bears.
Along the sideline, New York's #1 passer, Charlie Connolly, gloves and all, warms up his pitching wing.
Defensive work. The ends are wide, and they're going for it. Caroline's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and the Giants kick over on down as Caroline had the ground cut from under him. As driving through was the middle guard, Sam Huff, and Robustelli, the right end, to bring down Caroline for a 1-yard loss on the 43, and New York takes over on downs on the Bears' 43. Webster in a flanker, wide to the right. Connolly gives on a quick opener. The ball taken by Gifford. Gifford on the straight-ahead line, but gets across the 40-yard line. He is spilled by Fred Williams, the left tackle, and the advance for Gifford places the ball for the New York Giants on the Chicago 39, a 4-yard gain. The score is New York 13, the Chicago Bears nothing. Quarter 13-0 New York. 2nd and 6 to go. Giants in possession now, moving from our right to our left on the Bears' 39-yard line as Connolly pitches out to Webster. He sweeps to the right, kicks back to the left, gets across the Chicago 35 and is bounced down by George around the 30-yard line. Make it the 32. Webster in a flanker right. Connolly gives to Gifford. Gifford on the straight ahead line, but carries with him the middle linebacker, Bill George, and goes bursting through the 30 to the Chicago Bears 27 for 5 yards. The flanker left the right end wide for New York. Connolly fumbled the ball, fell on it very quickly, and recovered his own fumble as he took the handoff a little too quickly from Ray Whittaker. It slipped out of the hands that might be cold down on the field on the 28 for a loss of 1 yard. McAfee, wide to the right. Connolly fakes, fake back, throws to Webster. He's got it on the 25, the 20, the 15, and he stumbles away from tackler, stays inside the line, and is finally down on the Chicago 4-yard line. Chicago 4-yard line. Gifford and the flanker left. The ball given forward to Webster as Webster on the straight ahead line buck gets up to the 3 and then is forced back. Rote wide to the right. The ball fake to Triplett, given forward to Webster. He's over for the touchdown. Beautiful fake to Triplett. Ball given to Webster, and Webster went storming out of the hands of McNeil Moore, the left safety man, and Webster has scored for New York, and the score now is the Giants. Giants 19. Chicago Bears nothing. Attempt the extra point. Connolly holding the ball on the 10. Here's the kick. It's good. And the score, New York 20. The Bears nothing. They're kicking off. Bingham and Caroline back to receive. Bingham takes on the 11. He's at the 15, the 20, the 25, and he is hit very quickly as getting him first and knocking him down was Roosevelt Brown. Split to the right, McCall in motion as Brown gives to J.C. Caroline, and Caroline, against that strong defensive wall of the New York Giants, had his progress blocked by Dick Montzelewski, the left tackle, a 260-pounder from Maryland, his hometown West Natrona, Pennsylvania. And the ball carrier reached the 31 for a 3-yard advance. To the right, wide to the left is Dooley. In motion, McCall from the fullback spot, moving to the right as Brown fades to throw. They move in on him, they grab him, and Brown tries to get away. He's still looking to go, but now they hit him so hard and knock him down with Robustelli on him, and coming up quickly for the New York Giants was Hughes, and the Chicago Bear quarterback took that bump on the 30-yard line to the right. Dooley wide, split to the left. Brown's pass down the field is incomplete. Trying to make the interception around his shoe tops for New York was Jim Patton. Will punt for the Bears. Ball snapped to him on the 15. He gets the kick away. Up comes Filipski. Lets it bounce. Tunnell takes it, fumbles the ball. There's a dive and a scramble for possession of the ball as it rolled back across the New York 25-yard line. The Bears recovered. As Tunnell fumbles the ball, the Bears have recovered. It is Chicago's ball. Latest pass catcher in the National League to the right. Split wide in motion, McCall. Brown slipped, but he gave the ball to Caceres on the straight-ahead line buck. Caceres was held to short yardage by Dick Montzelewski, New York's left tackle, and the forward progress stopped on the 22. It's a 2-yard gain. Porter is the right end, and he's wide. Brown looking for a receiver. Throws complete to J.C. Caroline in the flat, and Caroline is knocked out of bounds on the New York 16-yard line. Bill McCall is the right end. Caceres driving straight ahead for the first down on the handoff. Gets enough yardage for the first down to advance and move the sticks as the boys unpile on the field below. First down for the Chicago Bears on the New York 11-yard line, a 4-yard gain for Chicago's fullback Rick Caceres. Brown on the reverse to Caroline. He's got room to roam. He tries to cut, spins around, and is knocked down as he crossed the 10-yard line. Caceres takes and goes charging through for the touchdown. Casares with tremendous speed broke through for the 9-yard gain as the Bears line opened the way for him to score the first touchdown for the Bears. And the score now is New York 20, the Bears 6. Here's the kick. It is good as Blander adds the point, and the score now is New York 20, Chicago 7. Kickoff boomed all the way downfield, taken in the end zone by Filipski. He's coming out. He's up the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. Meadows slows him up, and Filipski is finally spilled as he approaches the 30-yard line. Let's see where the referee Bill Down sets it down on the 28. Fullback. Webster the right half. The ball is pitched out to Triplett. Steps away from the tackle. Keeps turning forward as he swings to the right. Cuts to the left. He is finally down short of the 30-yard line by about 2 yards. At the line of scrimmage, Stan Wallace got him on the wide sweep to the right for Triplett. His back with Triplett as Connolly looks. Throws the pass complete to Webster on the 30. Gets away from the tackle. Gets the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50. The Bears 40, the 30, down to the 25. Finally, they catch up with him and pull down Webster on the Chicago 23-yard line. Connolly gives to Triplett. Triplett breaks into the middle, goes ramping forward. He's charging for the goal line, and he is upset as he crossed the 5-yard line. He was knocked down by Moore on the Chicago 2.5. Another beautiful block by the left guard, Gerald Huth. Rote is wide at right end. Connolly gives to Triplett. Triplett tries to move that forward wall defensively of the Chicago Bears, but it was stopped short of the goal line. He's back with Webster. Connolly gives to Webster, and he's through for the touchdown. Webster scores again for New York, and it is the Giants 26, Chicago Bears 7, as we await the conversion by Ben Agajanian with 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Here's the kick. It is good. And the score, New York 27, the Chicago Bears 7.
Alex Webster, 210-pounder from North Carolina State, who has scored twice today, gets a well-deserved rest as the New York defensive platoon goes into action.
Here's Ken Coleman. Chandler's kickoff bounces around near the 10-yard line. Is touched by J.C. Caroline, picked up by Bingham on the 7-yard line. And Bingham is speared on the 10. Oh, the right end is split wide. A motion McCall from the fullback spot. As J.C. Caroline takes the handoff, there's a marker on the play. Breaking through was Roosevelt there to smear Caroline behind the line of scrimmage. In motion, encroachment against the New York Giants. One penalty nullifies the other. The ball is to be set back at the line of scrimmage, and it is 2nd and 12. In the Giants defense smears the fullback Rick Casares before he can get underway on the slippery turf. Roosevelt clear, Sam Huff and Dick Modzelewski. The entire middle of the Giants defensive wall came in on Casares. He couldn't get going as the Chicago Bears attempt to move along the slippery surface, are unable to do so, and they're held now to another 1-yard loss back to their 7. It is 3rd down and 13 to go. The quarterback drops back to the goal line, looks for a receiver. He tries to get the ball away. Now he's got to hold on to it. He's cleared the half-yard from the goal line. And he is brought down by Roosevelt clear, and Jaworski the left end. Brown's kick is blocked. It'll be a touchdown for the New York Giants. Touchdown for New York. Henry Moore falls on the ball. Ray Beck, the left guard, blocked. Brown's punt. Ball scooted along in the end zone. Moore fell on it for the New York touchdown. The Giants 33, Chicago Bears 7. Chicago Bears. The kick is good. And the score, the Giants 34, Chicago Bears 7. Here again is Ken Coleman. Kickoff. Bingham takes on the 10. He's at the 15, the 20. Hurdles a player and is finally pulled down as Livingston got him. Cliff Livingston brought down Bingham on the Chicago Bears' 27-yard line. Bland at quarterback, handing the ball off to J.C. Caroline, who on the dive play went up to the 30. Keeps the ball on the quarterback keep. Or rather, Blanda carried it and got up to the 35 for a 4-yard advance. We're down for the Bears. Blanda gives to Caceres on the straight-ahead line, but that giant line is something to move. Wow. Roosevelt, Greer, and Robustelli made an impenetrable wall. Caceres couldn't penetrate further than the 36 for 1 yard, and he is short of a... They're going to measure to see whether or not he made the first down. Down by the nose of the ball for the Chicago Bears on the 36.5 as Blanda looks for a receiver. He fakes the pass down the middle, throws complete to Hill. Hill takes it on the 45, and he is crossed to New York's 46-yard line where he's pulled down by Swoboda. Blanda looking, passing to Hill. It slips out of his hands as he tried to hook across the Giant secondary. It's incomplete. Blanda looking, throwing complete to Hill. Hill has the ball in the 40s at the 35, the 30-yard line, and a real beautiful shoulder tackle put on him by Ed Hughes, the left halfback. Hill was stopped on the New York 30. It's a first down for the Bears and a 16-yard gain on another short button hook pass thrown with Blanda on the pitching end and Hill on the receiving end as the New York Giants take a timeout here in the second quarter. It looks for a receiver. Ball still held by Blanda. The pass is complete to McCall. A marker dropped on the play as McCall caught it on the 20 and carried it across to the New York 17-yard line. On field, a 15-yard penalty against Chicago. Illegal receiver downfield. And the ball set down on the New York 45. Blanda drops back, throws a short pass taken by Caceres at the 40-yard line. Caceres is knocked down very quickly by Sam Huff. Chased back. He's going to be hit for a loss by Sperry. Sperry got Blanda and knocked him down on the 50-yard line for a loss of 12 yards. For Chicago, 30 yards to go. Blanda will punt. Rather, Brown is in to punt. So Highland bounces on the 10 and goes across the end line for a touchback. The flanker right. Connolly gets to Triplett. Triplett bumps into George and is upset as he reaches the 25-yard line. Play in the second quarter. 30 seconds left of the first half. Webster, flanker right. On the trap play, Moore takes the ball, is immediately spilled, trying to block for him and moving in front, but colliding with him was Ray Beck. The whistle ending the first half of play with the score, the New York Giants 34, the Chicago Bears 7. There's the half, and here's the music.
The New York Journal American, who is here watching the game this afternoon. Frank, I think I should ask you first your impressions of this very surprising football game.
Well, kind of surprising is surely the word. I rather thought on the basis of the first meeting between these teams, the Giants would win. But certainly I expected nothing like this. I don't know how long they can keep it up. I'm still a little afraid of the Bears, no matter how great the score is against them. If there is a tremble in my voice, and I'm sure there is, it's partly from cold and partly from watching Harlan Hill. Dave Anderson, our paper, was saying a little while ago, whenever anybody else catches a forward pass, everybody says, who's got it? And Hill catches, everybody says, Hill's got it.
Oh, where'd he go, huh?
Yeah.
He's that quick out there.
Very often, where does he come from?
That's right, because he is a great performer who came from a small place, Florence State Teachers College, or just plain Florence Teachers College, and he is typical, perhaps, of some of the fellows who do come out of small schools and make great names for themselves in professional football. Frank, how many championship games have you seen?
Well, not too many. Not too many. I really don't know. 4 or 5, I guess, over the years. sometimes been on vacation, been away on some other assignments. I haven't seen one in almost 10 years, I guess.
I see. Well, of course, the game that was played 10 years ago is between these same two clubs, the Giants and the Bears, and they have met now. This is their 5th meeting in the championship affair. What do you think in the second half? Do you think that the Bears are going to be trying to throw a lot, or do you think because of the fact that it is so cold that they'll just have to continue to go along as they have?
Well, I think there was an indication near the end of the second period that they might try to throw a lot because they're so far behind, and they haven't been gaining with their rushing plays for the Giant line. Incidentally, I think it's one of the stoutest defensive lines I've ever seen.
Well, they are doing a tremendous job, as they did in the first game, on Rick Caceres, because Caceres has been a great football player for the Bears all year long, and with every other club, he's done very well in moving that ball, but he hasn't been able to go up that middle on New York.
I was going to say the people in New York probably don't believe what they've been reading about him. They know that he is a superb player. Well, they will throttle him here.
This young Sam Huff has really turned out to be a pleasant surprise.
Yes, he has.
He is a first-year man, and I understand that he has won the defensive award here at Yankee Stadium in 3 of the 6 games you had this year.
Right.
Well, Frank, you look like you want to go get inside somewhere, and I don't blame you.
Well, thank you very much, Ken. Nice to be on.
Right. It's been a pleasure to have you. Mr. Frank Graham, who is the sports columnist of the New York Journal-American, has just stopped by.
Very much, Ken Coleman. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to present at our NBC microphone the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers and a very interested spectator at today's championship contest between the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears, Arthur J. Rooney. Art, it's a pleasure to have you at our microphone. What have you thought of the game to this point?
Well, Joe, it looks to me as though the Giants have capitalized on all their breaks, and they were certainly up for the game, looked much more so than the Chicago Bears.
Now, Mr. Rooney, how about the overall position of the teams in the National Football League? Do you think that most of the teams are coming to a point where the strength of each club will be as even as it possibly can be?
Oh, it's getting evener every year, Joe. It looks like it. This certainly looks as though the Eastern clubs are a little stronger than the Western clubs right now.
It wasn't always that way.
No, it wasn't, and I just said that probably in a jest, but I hope that it's that way.
What about the Pittsburgh Steelers for 1957? In Pittsburgh, we have Len Dawson coming up to try as the quarterback for the Steelers. Do you feel that Dawson's appearance with Pittsburgh next season will be of tremendous improvement based on his college experience as a standout passer?
Joe, we expect a lot from Dawson. We have heard great things from him or of him, and a quarterback, of course, in this league is a big thing, and if Dawson can do the job for us, I believe that we will be a contender and maybe playing in this game next year.
Second half, he's worked 7 years following the Cleveland Browns, 3 years with the Cleveland Indians Baseball Club. Very good friend, Ken Coleman.
Thank you very much, Joe Tucker. Don Chandler has set the ball up on a tee on the 40-yard line, ready to do the kicking off for the New York Giants. J.C. Caroline and Don Bingham are back in the deep spots for the Chicago Bears down to our left. Chandler is a first-year man who hails from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Down on the football, he kicks it. It is coming up to Bingham, who takes it on his 10, up the sideline on the right side, across the 15, over the 20, and up to about the 24-yard line, and there he is brought down. Gene Filipski making the tackle on the play for the New York Giants. In the center, he gives to Caceres, and the stocky fullback comes up across the 25 to the 30-yard line. It's one against them. Brown takes it, and he turns around and gives. It is John Hoffman, a big 215-pounder, driving up over the right guard position, getting out to about the 34-yard line, and there he is brought down by Huff. There now against them. And the broad-shouldered, bull-necked Caceres takes it straight on, and he doesn't get there as he gets to the 34-yard line. 225-pound fullback trying to blast straight away.
And he is piled up by the defensive center of the line, with Mogilevsky spinning in from left tackle to make the stop. Shy by a foot at least. Going to do is Brown gets in the crouch back of the center. 7-man line against him. It's Brown straight away, and it's a question. We'll have to wait and see. As he went into a big stack, Sam Huff was in there. The official for 16 years taking the look. It's close. It is a first down. Down at quarterback, takes it, fades, looks to throw, trying up the left side over the middle. He's got Hill up on the 45, and he is up to midfield before he is brought down. And Bill Svoboda, number 30, made the tackle on him as he got over into Giant territory to the 49-yard line for a first down. Gets ready again in the quarterback position, takes it, starts rolling out to his left. Flags all over the place as he tries to circle the left end, and Robustelli jars him down with a solid tackle just about on the line of scrimmage on the far side of the field. Now we'll have to wait and see what the marker was all about. Rather has replaced Hoffman in the backfield for the Bears. Illegal procedure against the Bears has been declined, so it'll be second down and 10 at the 49-yard line for the Bears. The Bears with Brown fading back to throw it, getting good protection, firing deep for Hill just over his head. He was down in the vicinity of the 15-yard line with Dick Nolan tailing him all the way. They have Dooley off wide on the right side. The inside flanker is McCall. Back goes Brown, rolling to his right to throw it. He's being left and he is being filled back on his 44-yard line by Dick Mogilevsky, the cat-like left tackle. Big 260-pounder. And Walt Jaworski, the 235-pound defensive left end. He gets the kick away. It's a beauty going downfield where Emlyn Tonnell takes the ball. He's got it on the 15-yard line. As he starts to wiggle around a little bit, he is hit by several Bears as he brings it back just a little bit with Tom Roggeman doing most of the job, making the tackle for Chicago. Road is off wide on the right-hand side. Connolly takes it, and he gives it to Alex Webster, who drives for short yardage, coming outside his left tackle. And he is brought down as he gets out to about the 21-yard line, and Fred Williams is there to make the stop on the play for the Chicago Bears. It's rode wide on the left-hand side, and they have Ken McAfee split right. Connolly back to throw, and the veteran quarterback fires a pass that is complete upfield. It is caught by McAfee, or rather it is incomplete, as he tried to make a diving catch for the ball up around the 30-yard line. Ray Wateka from Northwestern goes up over the ball at center. Connolly gets in the crouch back of him. The lines crunch together. The give is to Webster. He tries the left side, and he is being spilled in the backfield by Joe Fortunato, Mississippi State boy, who makes the tackle back on the 19-yard line. Stan Wallace was up there to help out on the tackle too. And so it will be 4th and 10 as it's back on the 19 where play emanated on this series. From the University of Florida, big 205-pounder who led the college punters in the nation last year. He gets it away end over end. It comes across midfield. The Giants down very quickly on the ball to cover on it. Little reverse English, and it stops on the 46-yard line of the Bears, where they have it 1st and 10. Terrace is behind the quarterback. Brown fading, looking to throw, catches in the right flat Dooley, but he drops the ball. Split to the right, and they have McCall in the slot back position. Brown gets back to throw it again. Flag down on the play. Hill going deep down on the left side. No good. Patton is back there with him. That is the call against Chicago, and it is declined by the Bears to make it 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Chicago on their own 46-yard line. Again to the right with the slot back in there, McCall. Back goes Brown to throw it, and he gets Dooley this time, who grabs the ball and then steps out of bounds over around the 43-yard line. A double wing formation that time was operated by the Chicago Bears as the quarterback Brown was back. It's a first down on the 42-yard line of the New York Giants. They go to the double wing back formation. And the short man, Caceres, takes it, comes bucking up over the middle, and he goes driving inside the 30-yard line and on down to about the 28-yard line before Bill Svoboda is able to make the tackle on the play. Sort of the double wingback formation with the bucking slot held by Caceres. And the quarterback, Brown, takes it, throws a button hook to Hill, and it is complete. The ball being caught by Holland Hill downfield, and he is brought down as he goes driving in for a first down. Let's see exactly where the ball is spotted down there. It looks like it's on about the 12-yard line. Check that. It's on the 17-yard line. Is in that backfield now. Brown looking this time off to the right side. He throws to Dooley, who again drops the ball. Back on the tee. Brown fading to throw. Flipping on the left side to Caceres. He's got him. And Caceres driving downfield on the far side. Gets inside the 10-yard line and is brought down by Bill Svoboda. The ball being spotted just on the 10. Caceres in the bucking spot. It's Brown. He's running off to his right around the right end, trying to go wide. And he is knocked out of bounds as he gets in close to the 5-yard line. Goal to go for the Bears on the 5-yard line of the New York Giants. The Hill, the ends wide. The give is to Bingham, and Bingham driving over the left side is hit hard by big Dick Mogilewski, number 77, the defensive left tackle who came across as Bingham was trying to hit a hole that had been made on the offensive left side. The advance was down to the 4-yard line, so it is second down, goal to go. Ed Brown crouching behind Strickland. He turns and he gives it to Caceres, and the fullback goes piling into the middle and doesn't get very far as Hollins Farry is there to make the tackle on the play. The big fella coming in shooting from his linebacking position. Time they have McCall as the split right end. With Hoffman, they slap back. The throw is into the end zone, and it is no good. It is knocked down, intended for Bill McCall. And out there to make the save on the play was Ed Hughes. Brown takes the ball, throws into the flat for Holland Hill, and the ball is dropped. Momentarily, it looked like Hill was going to have it, but he couldn't quite hang on as Patton was there to cover on the play. And so the New York Giants here in the third quarter, leading by a score of 34-7, have swapped a fair drive on the 4-yard line. And so they take over first down on the 20. Any fourth down pass inside the 10-yard line into the end zone is a touchback. And so the ball comes out to the 20 where it is first down and 10.
The magnificent New York defenders receive a rousing ovation as they trot to the sideline. While across the field, it's a different story. The Bears simply stare in disbelief.
To center Ray Wateka. Conway takes the ball, and he gives it this time to a halfback driving into the line. Very short yardage is picked up on the play as he tried to pile straight on over the left side of the line, and Joe Fortunato and Bill Bishop were there to make the tackle. Boston and Jack Stroud working in the guard positions, and Brown and Yelvington are the tackles. Again, Connolly fading back to throw after a beautiful fake. Carefully takes it over on his 140 drive. Breaks into the clear. He's inside the 30 to the 20, and he is dropped down on about the 12.
After that big play, the Giants take timeout, and Connerly comes over to the sideline for instructions from backfield coach Vince Lombardi.
Calling for quiet. He has Rhodes split on the left-hand side, and Gifford flanked on the right. Connolly takes it, a pitch out to Webster, trying the right side, cutting back, coming in off the tackle, and piling forward to the 9-yard line, where he is brought down by defensive left end Jack Hoffman of the Bears, and the middle guard Bill George. Man line up there against them for the Bears, practically an 8-man line now. Connolly takes it, looks to throw on the left side, in the end zone to Rhodes for the score.
On the Giant bench, the old pro, Charlie Connerly, joins Kyle Rhodes and Don Heinrich, and here's a happy threesome.
Right between the goalposts, he hits Kyle Rhodes. The end cutting in over the middle, and it is now 40-7. is back. It's put down. It's booted up, and it is no good. He misses this time, and so it is 40-7. Here's Joe Tucker.
Today's game is brought to you by Pontiac and your Pontiac.
Off a short onside kick coming upfield and bouncing out of bounds in around the 30-yard line of the Chicago Bears, and so the Giants will kick off again. That'll cost them 5, and they'll be booting it from the 35-yard line. The ball, and he kicks it. It is grabbed on the 13-yard line by Bingham. He's across the 20, the 25, straight ahead up the middle. He's up to the 30, and he is dumped down as he gets just across the 30-yard line, and Cliff Livingston made the jarring stop on the play. He's working in a slot back as they go to a double wing once again, and the tailback is Brown, who starts running off to his left, looks to throw downfield, fires and hits. He got McCall that time on the far side of the field, up around the 43-yard line. Tucker down on the play, and a penalty is being charged to the Bears. Illegal receiver downfield, and the ball is being brought back to the 15-yard line. It'll be second down now. The ball has been spotted back on the 15. Brown again back on the tailback position. From the 5, he looks to throw downfield, and the pass is very nearly intercepted by Jim Patton, or rather by Sam Hoff, as Bobby Watkins was the intended receiver. This in the bucking position, and the ball goes to Caceres, who comes driving straight ahead with his head down, his knee high, charging, and he gets up to about the 20-yard line, and there he is brought down by Walt Jaworski, the defensive left end of the New York Giants. It's not a T double wing. This is a regular double wing with a tailback. Now it is Brown fading to throw it downfield for Hill, incomplete, up around the 42-yard line. Hill trying to make a grab of the low throw, and Dick Nolan was back there covering on him. So it'll be 4th down and 20 for the Chicago Bears on their 21-yard line, as the magnificent Giant defense has again put them into a punting position. Snaps it back, and Brown gets his kick away. It was very nearly blocked by Livingston. It is grabbed up on the 46-yard line by Filipski, who comes across midfield and over into Bear territory. Bill Whitekin, the former Notre Dame star, making the tackle on the play for the Bears, as Filipski takes it back in to the 39. To a 6-1 at the moment. The ball to Connolly. He gives it to Triplett, and the big fullback comes running up over the left side of the line, and he is dumped solidly just about on the line of scrimmage. Coming up there very quickly on the play was Joe Fortunato, and helping out too is Fred Williams. Becker goes over the ball at center. Again, they're in that 6-man line. Practically a 7 now. And the ball to Gifford, who is going back to throw it, then starts to run, comes up through the middle, and takes it inside the 35 to the 30, and running beautifully. He gets into the 24-yard line. Wayne Hansen finally made the tackle on the play for the Bears, and Bill George, but Gifford, on a very tricky maneuver, took the ball, looked like he was going to throw, started to run, came up the middle, and he was doing some fancy swerving as he came into the 24-yard line for a 16-yard pickup and a first down. Road splits on the left side. Connolly gives it to Triplett, and the big fullback goes buzzsawing up the middle, gets inside the 20, and Wayne Hansen makes the tackle on him as he gets into about the 18-yard line. By a score of 40-7, with a little bit more than a minute to go in the third quarter of play. Now Connolly takes it, and he gives it to Alex Webster, and the big right halfback goes driving for short yardage as he is brought down by Fred Williams and Ed Meadows. He is trying to drive in behind his own right guard and right tackle. Around. Connolly fakes twice, looks to throw, fires to the left side to get it out of bounds on the 10. He from the 25-yard line, and Charlie Connolly will be holding there for Agajanian, who is called Ben Lutolos. The kick is in the air, and it is no good. It was off to the left, no good, and so the Bears will take over on the 20-yard line, and there they will have it first down and 10 yards to go. He is fading to throw. The blitz is on, He tried to show a short one up over the middle, and it is incomplete. As the New York Giants were blitzing, they had both linebackers shooting in there, and Roosevelt Greer and Dick Modulewski, the tackles, were in there with Svoboda on the play. Now the quarterback again fades to throw, firing for McCall. It is no good, up around the 30-yard line. Split left. Brown looking to throw, is going to be spilled as finally the defense collapses, and coming in to get him from the defensive far side was Jaworski. Walt Jaworski making the tackle, and Andy Robustelli, the guy with the hands like pitchforks, was in there too, taking him down on the 16-yard line. And so it'll be 4th down and 14 yards to go for the Chicago Bears. Deep for New York. The kick is very nearly blocked again by Livingston. A very high kick. A fair catch is called for and taken by Gene Filipski of New York on the Giants' 40-yard line, with the Giants leading by a score of 40-7. And here's Joe Tucker. Connolly in the quarterback position. 1st down and 10 at his own 40-yard line. Long count, takes it, throws to Gifford. Gifford going around the left end wide. On the far side of the field, he is sent out of bounds as he gets to the 44, and Ray Smith, the right halfback, came up to send him out. So it'll be 2nd down, 6 yards to go on the 44-yard line, as the Giants have it in their own territory, leading by a score of 40-7 as we open the 4th quarter of play here at Yankee Stadium. 6,836, which is a great tribute to professional football, considering the weather here today. It has been colder than a dog's nose here at Yankee Stadium. Now Webster is flanked wide on the right-hand side, and Kyle Rote is split to the left. Connolly, the quarterback, takes the ball. Quick pass to the right side, grabbed by Webster on the 45, spins away from one Bear, and gets to the 46-yard line, and there he is brought down. And out there is Bill George to do the job, and Ed Meadows helping out on the tackle, too. Gifford is out on the right side as a flanker, not too far. Spinning Connolly throws up over the middle, and it is knocked down by Bill Bishop, number 73, who's up ahead of him to do the blocking for him. Low snap from center, but he gets it away nicely. Kick going high, and it is grabbed by McNeil Moore, who takes it on his 15-yard line. It's hit down almost immediately as number 61, Ray Beck, is there to make the tackle on the play for the New York Giants. Blanda, the quarterback, fading the throw and firing up on the right-hand side. It is complete, grabbed by Bill McCall. McCall getting out across the 25-yard line. He is brought down on the play by Sam Huff, the middle guard, who has been peeling off, and his advance on the play is up to the 29-yard line. That's a 13-yard pickup and a 1st down. Again, Blanda, back to throw, running off to his right end, being filled by Robustelli. Big Andy Robustelli, the big fellow from Arnold, who lives in Stamford, Connecticut, making the tackle on the play, back on the 21-yard line. Here's Blanda, back to pitch it again, firing down the right-hand side. He's got somebody. It's Dooley up on the 35-yard line, and immediately is knocked backwards and sent down as Ed Hughes is there to cover on the play for New York. The advance is up to the 35. Play started on this series on the 29, so it is 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Bears. He's out very wide on the left. He is cutting over the middle and grabbing a pass that is thrown by Blanda, taking it on the 45-yard line and bucking on forward, where Jim Patton makes the tackle as he gets up to his own 47. 1st down and 10 for Chicago. Back goes Blanda to throw it. Looking on the right side, into the flat. It is no good for Caceres, the flaring fullback, as the quarterback throws short for Hill on the left side. Hill over in Giant territory about the 45-yard line, and the pass was thrown down low by Blanda. So it is 3rd down and 10 for the Bears on their own 47-yard line. Back to throw it, and he is throwing on the right side to the flaring fullback, Caceres, who is over to the 46-yard line and is hit there by Bill Svoboda and by Ed Hughes as the rib-cracking fullback takes it over to the 45. 4th and 2 situation. A short pass is taken by Bobby Watkins, who is filled, and he didn't make it. He was filled on the 45-yard line Number 25, Dick Nolan, did the job, and Nolan is shaken up slightly on the play, but the Giants take over the football. 10 on the 45, play back in. Connolly takes it, and he flips out to Gifford, but Fortunato was shooting. The linebacker coming in from the right side, and Gifford just got the ball, and then he got Fortunato. He got all 225 pounds of him, and he was spilled back on the 39-yard line, so it is second down, 16 yards to go there for the Giants. They drop off, and sometimes they shoot. Here's a draw play, and the fullback Triplett takes it up over the right side of the line. George got a hand on him, but he spins away, gets across midfield, and goes over into Bear territory before J.C. Caroline can make the tackle on him. As Triplett, going like a riled-up porcupine, takes it on over into Bear territory to the 47-yard line, where it is first down and 10 yards to go for the New York Giants. 16 yards to make for the first down, you recall, as the result of the 6-yard loss. Faking to the first man, Connolly gives it to Webster, and Alex goes driving in over the left side of the line, gets an opening. Wayne Hanson makes the tackle on him, but he makes a first down. Connolly takes it. He is fading to throw, gets good protection, fires deep down over the middle for Gifford, and gets it. He is into the 15-yard line. Frank Gifford making a fine catch, and he is finally brought down on the 15-yard line by Ray Smith. He fakes the Triplett going into the line, throws to the flat to Gifford, and gets him over by the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. He took it just inside the left-hand corner of the end zone, moving just inside the flag with Fortunato trailing him all the way, and it is 46-7. Was put down and booted up and through, and the score is 47-6. First kick going downfield. Bingham takes it on the goal line. He's coming back up the middle to the 5 to 10, the 15 to 20, and he gets across the 20-yard line, and he is hit down. Several Giants in on the stop of the play, and Cliff Livingston was there to lead the charge. Brown faking and then fading, looking to throw it, firing deep down the middle for Hill, and he can't get him. A long pass over to the 40-yard line of the New York Giants. Takes it, and he gives it on a drop play to the fullback Caceres, who is being swarmed under by the charging New York defenders, Roosevelt Greer and Dick Mogilewski. The two big tackles coming in to make the stop on the play. Back on the 22-yard line, so it'll be second down and 11 yards to go. Playing, and in the tailback position, it is grabbed by Brown, who throws a pass up the right side of the field. He hits Dooley, and it is complete up around the 35-yard line. Over there to make the tackle on the play is Ed Hughes. Swing again, and Brown throwing down and out to Hill, who takes it over in Giant territory and steps out of bounds immediately. Halfbacks inside the end. Brown starts running with it to his right. Svoboda shooting, almost got it, and then he was spilled hard. A tremendous tackle by Walter Jaworski. Second down, 19 on the 40. He fades and pitches down over the middle, and it is no good. It was almost intercepted by Holland Fowry. Blanda with plenty of time, throwing a long pass downfield, and is dropped by Emlyn Tunnell, who was almost able to intercept. It was intended for Bill McCall. Can do right now. Fourth down, 19. Back goes Blanda to throw it. Gets good protection up ahead. Fires, and the pass this time is taken by Svoboda on the interception. Took it on the 40, went back to his 35, running to his right. He got back up to the 45-yard line, moved across the 45, and was finally brought down by the offensive right tackle, Klein Gilbert, as he took the ball up to the 45-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Latterbuck at quarterback takes the ball, and he turned to give it to Triplett, and there was a mix-up there, and so he held on to the ball and then was brought down by Fred Williams and Bill George right about on the line of scrimmage. Scoring for them. The ball goes to Triplett, who comes driving up over the middle, finds the opening, and goes inside the 35-yard line on down to the 32, and Joe Fortunato makes the tackle on the play along with McNeil Moore for the Chicago Bears. 5-man line against them. Quick flat one out there to the left-hand side. It is grabbed out there by Chandler, who is now in there in a halfback position. And Chandler takes it down deeper into Chicago Bear territory. And he is finally brought down by John Helwig. We'll check to see exactly where the advance is on the play. It is around to the 20-yard line. Or rather, Clatterbuck back to throw, and it is incomplete as he tried to fire behind the line. Clatterbuck takes it and gives it on a drop play to Triplett, who is dropped almost immediately. Clatterbuck takes the ball. He's fading back, looking to throw. On the right-hand side, he throws for McAfee down low with 2 Bears on top of him. Let's see. It is no good. It is incomplete. Takes the snap from center, and as he goes back to pass, it was Phil George, the big middle guard, who shot in to fill him for a loss on the play. He was helped out by Wayne Hanson, the left linebacker, who also came barreling in. And the ball is set down on the 25-yard line. There was a loss of 5 on the play, and it is first down and 10 for the Bears on their 25. Double wing, and the quarterback throwing up over the middle for Hill, who drops the ball up on the 40-yard line. Double wing, and back goes Lander looking to throw. Flag down on the play, pitch up over the middle, and it is no good. Motion on the Bears has been declined as the Giants want them to use up the down. So it is third down and 10 on the 25-yard line. Tailback position takes a snap from center and throws up the right side, and he hits Jim Dooley this time for a completion and a first down for the Bears. Lander back to throw it. Looking to throw, and then being spilled as big number 75, Jim Cabbage, was in there to make the tackle. Back in that tailback position, takes the snap from center, looks to throw, firing up the right-hand side. It is over the head of the intended receiver, Bill McCall. Announced on the public address system the awards here at the stadium today for the Giants. Triplett on offense and Robustelli on defense, and they have both turned in tremendous games. Now Blanda back to throw it once again, looking downfield, running off to his right a little bit, being rushed, and then trying to throw it up ahead of him, but he threw it to an ineligible receiver who was covering back there as the Giants were getting pressure to him. Herman Clark was the man closest to the ball as Jim Cabbage had come barreling in. And a penalty is being called. The ball was actually thrown to the ineligible receiver, and the ball goes back to the 20, and that is also a loss of down. Fourth down. And 35 yards to go. Coming up field is short. It is grabbed by Patton. He takes the ball at midfield, sprints down the sideline, starts to break into the open momentarily, and then is spilled as he gets down into their territory by Larry Strickland. And the ball is being put down on the 25-yard line. He's in there in that quarterback position. He takes the snap and he gives it to Filipski, going wide around the left end with blocking ahead of him. But Fortunato is out there, the linebacker, to spill him on the play. There's a fumble, and the Bears have recovered. Bears, with time running out, showing a minute left to play, going to the double wing again. Blanda back to throw. It is rushed by Mojalewski. Throws a screen up ahead of him to Caceres. Caceres takes the ball and moves upfield with it. He gets up pretty close to midfield on the play. He's brought down on his 49-yard line by Cliff Livingston. Into the double wing formation once again. Blanda looking to throw it. Several receivers downfield. The pass is complete. It is grabbed by Bill McCall, who was cutting across field with the ball, and he takes it on the midfield stripe and moves on into the 47-yard line. where he is brought down. Neighborhood of 20 seconds to play as Blanda gets back and throws quickly to the right side to Dooley, who takes the pass and is out of bounds immediately as he is hit by Ed Hughes. Penalty is being called. A penalty is being called on the New York Giants. Is down to the 22-yard line. That is where it is being spotted now by the officials. He is back in. Lando looking to throw, firing to the right flat to Dooley, who grabs it and steps out of bounds immediately on the 17-yard line. Blanda takes it, looking to throw. He fires down to the 5-yard line, and Inland Tornell comes across to knock the ball down. It was intended for Harlan Hill. About 5-6 yards back of the line of scrimmage, takes the ball. He's got all kinds of time to throw it. He is finally being rushed by Greer, runs to his right, then throws into the end zone and on beyond it, where the ball is caught by a fan as the ball game is all over. And the New York Giants have won the National Football League championship. Well, that's it, fans. The final score, the Giants 47 and the Bears 7. And we'll be back shortly.
Victory for New York. Coached superbly by Jim Lee Howell and his staff. Paced offensively by Triplett, Webster, Connerly, Gifford, and Roach. Bolstered defensively by 11 men resembling Sherman tanks. The New York Giants win professional football's biggest prize, the World's Championship.
Stadium in New York, where the fans are filing out now as the New York Giants have won the National Football League championship by a score of 47-7. It's been a real pleasure for me to have the opportunity of working on the championship game once again this year. And now to bring you the wrap-up, the fellow I've really enjoyed being with today, Joe Tucker.
Thank you very much, Ken Coleman. It was a real pleasure working with you on this championship contest won by the New York Giants over the Chicago Bears to make it the third world title that the New York Giants have won. They've been at bat 9 times and did lose on 6 occasions. For the Chicago Bears, this was their 10th championship engagement. They had won 5, and now they have lost 5. The New York Giants gave the Chicago Bears no chance whatsoever. There was no let-up at all from Jim Lee Howell's aggregation that came up to this game, just as sharp as any football team could possibly do so. The frozen field probably hampered the Chicago Bears a little bit. They lost their starting quarterback, Ed Brown, in the 4th quarter when he was shaken up rather severely, but he's going to be all right, we do believe. The New York Giants got 6 touchdowns and 2 field goals with points added by Agajanian for their total of 47, while the Bears' lone tally was made in the 2nd quarter on a 9-yard drive by Rick Caceres, with the point added by George Blanda to give Chicago the only 7 points they got to date.
Only Kent delivers the full, rich taste of the world's finest tobaccos through the white Kent filter. Enjoy a Kent, the most satisfying taste in filter smoking today. To a smoker, it's a Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. For taste, fine tobacco. If you smoke a filter cigarette, try the taste of Kent.